Hello everyone, welcome to your 30-minute full body beginner kettlebell workout. In this session, I'm going to be using a single 6 kilo kettlebell, but you guys use that weight that is right for you. In this workout, we've got a 4-minute warm up. Then in the main section, we've got 17 exercises, 60 seconds on, 30 seconds off. And then we're going to finish with that 4-minute cool down. I'm going to be guiding you through each and every exercise in this workout. So guys, when you have those kettlebells, let's do this. All right guys, we're going to come down into our 4-point kneel position. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. First exercise in the warm up is our cat-cow. So we're going to arch the back, eyes to the sky. And then we're going to dome through that spine, eyes to the knees. Breathe in as we arch. Exhale as we round, let's go. So you want even weight distribution on your wrists and your knees. And I want you to go your own pace. So you don't have to follow me. You can go slower, whatever feels good. So we're going to find the neutral spine, which is halfway between cat and cow, for our thread the needle. You're going to reach your hand up to the sky. Then you're going to thread your hand through the gap in your body, lowering your shoulder down towards the floor. And you're going to place your hand back together, swapping sides, reaching your hand up, threading it through, keeping those hips lifted towards the sky, and then place it down. Breath in to reach, exhale to thread through. Swapping sides one last time, we reach through. And then bringing your hands together. From here, we tuck our toes under. And then we're going to lift our hips up to the sky. I want you to think about sinking your heels down towards the floor. Reaching your hips up. From here, we're going to lift those heels. And then we're going to place them back down. Breathe in. And out. Nice work. Now from here, we're going to lower back down onto the floor. We're going to sit on our hips. Take our feet nice and wide with a bend in the knee, flexing the feet. We're going to lower our knees down to one side. And then we're going to switch, lowering them to the other. I want you to try and keep your hips on the floor as we switch our knees over. And switch. Just breathing normally. We've got one more. Nice work. From here, we're going to come into a kneeling position. And then we're going to place one foot forwards. Knees over ankle, tracking in line with our feet. Tuck that tailbone under. And then you're going to press your hips forwards. And you want to feel a nice stretch in the hip flexor here. So pressing those hips forwards. And then if you want to, you can lean those hips a little bit further forwards. Just a slight movement, rocking backwards and forwards. From here, we're going to swap over to the other side. Again, taking a tuck under of that tailbone, pressing forwards, and then you can add in that rock if that suits you, or you can keep it nice and still. Chest is proud. Checking in with that knee, making sure that it's tracking in line with your feet. Final one. We're going to come into a standing position now. And then we want our feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart, toes slightly pointed out. From here, roll those shoulders back. We're going to lower our hips directly down. Making sure that our knees are tracking in line with our toes. And then we're gonna stand up nice and tall. I want you guys to go to whatever depth suits you. So this might be here, here, a little bit lower. We're just warming up the body. Breathing in as we lower down. Exhale as we lift. Good job. Final warm up, we're going to open those arms out nice and wide, folding one arm over the body. We're going to go into our shoulder stretch, and then we're going to open up nice and wide again. So bring it over to the other side, folding that arm over the forearm, feeling a nice stretch down the back of the shoulder. We open up and we switch. Breathe in and breathe out. Open the chest up nice and wide, feel a nice stretch. Nice work, guys. Shake it out, and we're going to get ready for the main session. So I want you to grab hold of that kettlebell, and then we're going to take an overhand grip. Shoulders in the sockets. I want you to have a slight tuck under that tailbone, only slightly, so that our body is in a nice straight line. From here, ribs are tucked in, drawing down towards our hips, tightening through that pelvic floor. You want to imagine that you're stopping yourself from going to the toilet and that you're holding it all in. From here, we're going to guide the kettlebell behind the back of the body and then bring it back in front, around and forwards. So focusing on keeping that core tight the whole time. Let's go. So going at your own pace. The goal is to keep your torso as still as possible as we're guiding the kettlebell around. So the only movement's coming from the hands. With the breath, we're just breathing naturally here. Keeping that chest proud, eyes forwards. Making sure each time you're grabbing hold of that kettlebell. You've still got your core on, so you're still stopping yourself from trying to go to the toilet, like you can imagine that feeling. Ribs are staying tucked in, glutes are switched on. Nice work, 10 more seconds, and then we're going to change direction. Final 5, keep that core on. 3, 2, 1. We're going to change direction now. So keeping those shoulders in the sockets, we guide the kettlebell around the other way. And when you're doing this movement, it really is to focus on that core, making sure that we are not arching the back like this. We're keeping those ribs tucked in. Imagine you're knitting your ribs together to keep that core nice and tight. Ready? We're going to get started in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Again, breathing deeply. Checking in with your body. Glutes still switched on, abs still on, ribs tucked in. And again, focusing on keeping hold of that kettlebell each time. Chest is lifted. Focus on breathing. Don't hold your breath. 20 more seconds, guys. You're doing awesome. Last push now. Keep going for the last 10. Final 5, 2, and 1. Well done, guys. We're gonna go into a goblet squat now. So I want you to take hold of the handles on either side. It's like a bicep curl of the kettlebell in, keeping it nice and close. Feet hip distance apart, toes slightly pointed outwards. Chest is proud. We sink the hips directly down, lowering down. And then making sure that our knees are pressing in line with our feet, and then we can stand up nice and straight. So breath in to lower down, Exhale to lift. Keeping that chest lifted. I'll show you guys from the side. So you want to lower the hips directly down, knees pressing out, chest is lifted. Breathe in and we lift. As we stand up nice and tall, we're not arching the back, keeping that body nice and stable. Just like we did before with the around the worlds, core is tight at the top. 15 more seconds. You got this. Final 5. Well done, guys. We've got our deadlifts next. So we're going to place the kettlebell on the floor. Feet hip distance apart, kettlebell is in between your feet. From here, it's a hinge of the hips. Press the hips backwards, slight bend in the knees. Then we're going to reach down, grab hold of that kettlebell. Shoulders press down in the sockets. Exhale, powerful drive, kettlebell is lifted. So it's a hinge of the hips, pressing those hips back. And then exhale as we lift. So this is not a squat movement like that. It is a hinge backwards. If we press our hips to the back, keep hinging. Knees bend as the kettlebell comes towards the floor. Powerful drive up. Shoulders stay in the sockets, spine is straight. Breathing in to lower, breathing out to lift. Use those legs to powerfully lift up. And you want to make sure you're keeping that kettlebell in between those legs. Final bit, 10 more seconds. We give the legs a break. In 5, 2, and 1. Well done. Next up, we've got a shoulder press. So you're going to grab hold of the kettlebell on the handles either side here. Take a nice deep breath in, feet hip distance apart, ribs tucked in. We're going to exhale, we're going to press that kettlebell over our head, making sure you've got hold of that kettlebell by the handles, and then you're going to bring it into the chest. Showing you from the side, nice big exhale, by ears. Inhale, controlling back down. Ready? Let's go. Make sure that your ribs are tucked in. We're not arching the back like this. We've got a nice straight spine. Control back down as you inhale. Exhale to press. Make sure you've got hold of those handles of that bell. Controlling back down. Drawing your ribs down towards those hips as we lift. 20 more seconds. You're doing awesome, guys. Taking this at your own pace. If you need to take longer breaks, take some breaks whenever you need. Final 5. Well done, everyone. So next up, we've got a Kettlebell Halo. So we're going to take an overhand grip of that kettlebell of each side of the handle. Bicep curl the kettlebell in. Then from here, feet hip distance apart, nice stable core. We're going to guide the kettlebell around the back of the head. Keep it in nice and close the whole time. And then we're going to bring it back to the front. Swapping sides, we guide the kettlebell around the back of the head. And then we bring it in into the chest. Breathe in around, and then exhale, bring it in. Again, ribs tucked in the whole time. Keeping that core nice and tight. Making sure that we're not flaring those ribs. And keeping that kettlebell in place. You got this. We're over halfway. Let me show you from the side. 20 more seconds. Taking it nice and slow. This is not a quick movement. We want to control every movement. Final 3. We're going to start working that back. Nice work. So we're going to place the kettlebell back down on the floor. And then from here, we're going to hinge at the hips, shoot those hips backwards, just like in that deadlift position. Reach forwards, grab hold of that kettlebell. Lifting that kettlebell off the ground, press your shoulders down in the sockets. We're going to drive that kettlebell up towards the hip bones. So kettlebell is nestled in close, and then we're going to control back down. We drive those elbows up towards the sky, forearms in between those hip bones, and then we control back down. As you lift up, I want you to think about squeezing those shoulder blades together. Inhale, we lower, breath out, we squeeze. Now when you're checking with those abs, make sure they're still on, ribs tucked in. As you squeeze, make sure you're not arching your back. You want a slight tuck under of that tailbone so that our spine is completely straight. And squeeze the shoulder blades together. Final 15. Last 10. Keep going for 3, 2, and 1. Well done, everyone. From here, we have got a lunge back. So we're going to have the kettlebell in one hand. And then if you want to, you can hold on for balance, or if you don't need to, that's okay. From here, we're going to step the other foot back. Keep that back heel lifted up nice and high. We drop the back knee down towards the floor, and then we're going to stand back together. We breathe in, we step back, lower the back knee. Check, make sure that front knee is tracking in line with your toes, standing back up nice and tall. We use that front leg to stand up. So we don't push up from the back leg. We use this leg here, drive up to stand together. Breathe in and breathe out. Almost halfway. Now whatever depth you get to is right for you. So if you can't completely drop your knee back down and you just go here, it's totally fine. You guys do whatever works for you. There's no pressure. Final 10. 4. Last one. We're going to swap over to the other side. So place the kettlebell in the other hand. Roll those shoulders back, keeping them in the sockets. Standing up nice and tall, stepping back with that opposite leg. Again, making sure that back heel is lifted, chest is proud. Drop the hips directly down. Knee kisses the floor. Again, standing back together, using that front leg, not that back leg. Ready? We're going to get started in 2, 1. Breathe in and breathe out. Checking in with that front knee, making sure that it is not caving in and it is tracking in line with your foot. Almost halfway. Again, taking this at your own pace. Making sure that that back heel is lifted when you're stepping back so that you can drop that back knee. 15 more seconds. You got this. Last 5. Final 1. Good job. We're gonna go into our Romanian deadlifts now. So working the back of the hamstrings and the glutes a little bit more. Grabbing hold of the kettlebell with an overhand grip. Shoulders in the socket, spine is straight, ribs tucked in. Feet hip distance apart, slight bend in the knees. We press those hips backwards. Keep pressing them backwards, keeping that kettlebell in nice and close to the legs. Slight bend in the knee. And then when you feel a nice stretch down the back of the hamstrings, I want you to stand up nice and tall. Shift those hips back. It's a hinge movement. Only a slight bend in the knee. Hamstring stretch. Stand up tall. Breathe in to lower. Breathe out to lift. Spine is straight. As you stand up nice and tall, you can have a slight squeeze of the glutes, but I don't want you arching forwards. I want you to stand up tall, squeeze, everything is tight. 20 seconds. You guys are doing awesome. Final 10. Last 5. Nice work. Next up, we've got some lateral lunges. So we're going to take a nice wide stance. Feet slightly turned out into a 45 so that they're tracking in line with your knees. From here, we lower one knee down. We bend one knee, pressing it out towards the feet. Lower that kettlebell down, keeping that other leg straight. And then we stand up nice and tall, swapping over to the other side. Bending one knee, making sure that knee is pressing out towards the foot. Keeping hold of that kettlebell, stand up nice and tall. Breathe in and breathe out. You guys are doing awesome. Keeping that chest proud, making sure that those shoulders are in the sockets. Again, as the knee bends, making sure that it's pressing out towards that pinky toe. Think about using the glutes, using the legs to lift up. Going at whatever depth is right for you. It could be here, it could be down here. And again, taking this at your own pace, guys. Final 5. Last one. Well done, everyone. Let's work our calves now. So the back of the legs here. We're going to stand up nice and tall, feet hip distance apart. Keeping hold of that kettlebell in the same position. We're going to take a nice big breath in. As we exhale, we're going to lift our heels up to the sky. And we're going to go onto the balls of our feet in our calf raise. And then we're going to lower those heels back down. We drive those heels up. And then we control back down. So if you're struggling with balance, you can hold on to something. Or if you want to try without holding on, you can focus on one point on the floor or ahead of you, and that should help with balance. Breathing out as we lift the heels. Really spread those toes as you come up onto the balls of the feet. And really sinking those balls of the feet and those toes into the ground as you lift the heels. And the rest of your body should be in a nice straight line. Final standing exercise, and then we get to go onto the floor. In 5. Nice work, everyone. We're going to come down into a seated position now. And we have got our torso twist. So we need to flex your feet, heels on the ground. Knees are bent, hip bones on the floor. Grab hold of the handles of your kettlebell on each side. From here, spine is straight. We're going to hinge back, hinge back, hinge back, and find a point of no return that's comfortable for you. From here, we twist the waist, eyes follow the kettlebell. We're going to tap the kettlebell on the floor to one side. We lift it up, come back to center. We tap the kettlebell down the other side, back to center. So I want you to take this at your own pace. Taking breaks if you need to. Or if you want more of a challenge, you can pick up that pace. And we breathe in as we tap the kettlebell down, and we breathe out as we bring it to center. The further you lean back, the more challenging this exercise will be. So we are working the waist, the obliques, and the abs with this movement as we lift and lower the kettlebell. Last few. We've got 5. Nice work. We're going to start working our chest now. So I want you to wrap your thumbs around the handle at the base and place your hands around the bell of that kettlebell. And we're going to lower all the way down onto the floor. Feet hip distance apart. Kettlebell is at where your sternum is, so where your 2 ribs meet at the top. From here, press the shoulders together, shoulders in the sockets. Pressing those shoulder blades together. Exhale, we're going to lift the kettlebell up towards the sky over the chest. Inhale, we bring that kettlebell down towards the chest. Exhale, we lift. Inhale, we lower. So sit bones are grounded. Knees are pressing in line with your feet. Controlling that kettlebell down. Breath in, breath out, we press. As we press up, think about squeezing those chest muscles together. But you don't want to lift your shoulders up off the mat. You want to keep them firmly in the sockets as you press up. 20 more seconds. Final 10. Good job. For 3, 2, and 1. Well done. So from here, we're gonna unsqueeze those shoulder blades. Back is flat. We want to make sure that our sit bones are heavy and that our ribs are tucked in, drawing down towards our hips. We press the kettlebell up over our chest. From here, we guide the kettlebell behind the back of our head. And then we bring that kettlebell back over the chest. Holding onto that ball with your thumbs wrapped around the handle of that kettlebell. Breathe into lower back. Exhale, we lift. Making sure that our spine is staying neutral. We're not arching that back. Ribs stay tucked in. And breathe out. Take this at your own pace. If you need to have breaks, take them. You've got this. Final 15 seconds. You guys only have 2 exercises left after this. You're doing amazing. Nice work. Keeping that kettlebell lifted over the chest. From here, we're going to go into our ab crunch. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to drive that kettlebell up towards the sky, lifting those shoulders off the ground. Think about using the abs to lift that kettlebell. And then inhale, we lower down. Exhale, we press up. Inhale, we lower down. So think about using those abs. And you can think about drawing ribs to hips even further to curl up. So ribs to hips. And I want you to lift the kettlebell up to the sky rather than lifting towards the knees. So driving up. Using that breath. Going at your own pace. We only have 1 exercise left after this. And then you guys are all done. And we're just gonna finish with that cool down. You've done amazing. Don't stop. 15 seconds and the abs are all done. Final 10. Last 5. Well done. We're gonna bring that kettlebell down towards the side. And now I'm gonna get a towel and place it on my pubic bone for the glute bridges, just so that it's a little bit nicer to place that kettlebell on. And then you want your feet hip distance apart. And then we're gonna roll all the way down, holding onto that kettlebell. Feet hip distance apart, knees tracking in line with toes, shoulders down in the sockets. From here, we exhale, drive those hips up, squeezing the glutes. We want nice one straight line between knees, hips, and shoulders. And then we're gonna lower back down with a straight spine. Exercise, we lift. So as we lower down, we slightly touch the floor and then we powerfully drive up, driving from those heels. Make sure that knees are not caving in, they're pressing in line with our feet. Now if you can feel this in the hamstrings rather than the glutes, I want you to walk your feet in a little bit closer to your body. Breathe in, and at the top, tuck under that tailbone, squeeze the booty. You've got this, keep going guys. Final 3. Well done, let's bring it all the way down. All right guys, we're gonna come into our cool down now. So it is light all the way down. And then from here, we're gonna bend that left knee. And then we're gonna reach up with your opposite hand. And then we're gonna guide that knee over and across the body in our spinal twist. Trying to keep both shoulders on the floor. We extend our left arm out, shoulder height. And then think about twisting at the spine. You can use your hand to gently guide the knee a little bit closer to the earth. And just nice deep breaths here. You guys have done amazing. Taking time to stretch out your body. And then take it arm to arm sides. Come back, both sit bones on the floor. Lengthen your other leg out, bending that opposite leg. Taking your arm out to the side, and then grab your hand, gently guide your leg over and across the body. Really focus on keeping those shoulders on the ground and gently pressing your knee down towards the ground. You can take your gaze over that extended arm. And then we're going to come back through center into our glute bridge. So you're going to fold one foot over that thigh, take your knee out wide. You can stay here, or you can reach your hands through, interlace the hands behind the back of the hamstring, and then lower your shoulders back down to the ground. Actively pressing that knee out, you'll find a nice stretch in the glute. From here, we're going to swap over to the side, placing your foot on the floor, bending that knee, staying here or lifting up, and then relaxing those shoulders down on the ground. Nice deep breaths. And then from here, we're going to come into a seated position. We're going to bring the soles of our feet together. And we're going to come and sit up onto our sit bones, interlace hand behind the backs of the feet. And then we're going to press those knees down towards the floor, opening the chest, sitting up nice and tall on our sit bones. Pressing down a little bit more. We are going to come into a chest stretch now. So we're going to sweep the legs forwards to our seated position. Reach your hands behind your back in line with your shoulders. Open up the chest. And then if you want a little bit more of a stretch, shift those hips further forwards, lifting that chest up. So feeling a nice stretch from the front of the shoulders. Making sure that we're not rounding the spine. Our chest is proud. We're going to bring our hips back. Extend those legs out long. Reach your arms up to the sky. We take one hand to the floor and then we're going to take a nice side stretch. And then we're going to swap over to the other side, taking it at your own pace. And stretch. Nice work. One final stretch after this and then you guys are all done. Let's reach both of our hands up towards the sky. So for hinging at the hips, holding your hands down towards the ground, reaching as far forwards as you can, and then relaxing the head, and then just relaxing the body. Nice deep breath in and out. You can be still or you can add a little bit of movement. And then guys, you are all done. Well done, yay. Thank you so much for joining me today for your full body beginner kettlebell workout. I hope you guys had an amazing session and I will see you in our next workout together.